gender is superior. But this feminazi said, how are males superior to females in a biblical point of view? Why are you asking what the Bible says when you haven't read it? Or if you did read it, you're acting ignorant of what it says. Because let's see the biblical point of view. Judges. There was a prophetess called Deborah, and she judged Israel at that time. So she had some authority, yes. However, this does not really promote feminism, because you'll see what happens. What happened? A man told her that he wanted her to go with him, and if she did not, then he would not go to fight the enemy. And she said, I will surely go with you, notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. So why does it say shall not be for thine honor? The man who was in charge of leading Israel, or was it Judah? The man in charge of leading the Jews, he lost honor because he had to be with a woman in war. He was not the leader, she was. Well, he was still in the position of leadership, but she was the one doing the actual leadership. And so the man lost his honor because the woman was going to be the champion. In other words, men shouldn't lose honor. Women shouldn't have to do what men are supposed to do. Men are supposed to lead, not women. The woman led because the man didn't do his job, so she had to do it. So this is contrary to feminism. This is saying that it is a dishonor for a man to let a woman lead him. Then over here, in Esther, it says, let me go back. It says that the Persian king he ordered his servants to bring Vashti the queen before the king, to show the people and the princes her beauty. But the queen refused to come at the king's commandment. Therefore was the king very wroth, angry. Later it says that Vashti would come no more before the king, and he would give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. So she lost everything because the king got rid of the feminist bitch. So it says here, wives would honor their husbands because they would see that the king got rid of the rebel. Do not rebel against the master of the family, or in this case, the master of the empire. So later, who would replace the feminist? Oh, submissive woman. And that is Esther, whose real name was Hadassah. Mordecai, the Jew Mordecai, he raised her as his own daughter, even though she wasn't his daughter, but just a relative. And you can see that she was submissive because it says Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred. She hid her race from society, the identity. For Mordecai, her father in practice, had charged her that she should not show it. He told her, don't do that, and she obeyed. Esther was a submissive woman. And this is what the Bible encourages. Submission to the man. In Ecclesiastes, King Solomon said, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Speaking of uprightness, he could find one good man or one godly man among 1,000. But in 1,000 women, all of them are wicked. Maybe in 2,000 women, you'll find one good one. That's what Solomon said, and it's even harder to find a good woman in these latter days. 1 Corinthians says, this is 1 Corinthians 11, says, every man with his head covered with long hair dishonors his head. A man indeed ought not to cover his head. The context is long hair. For as much as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So the Bible is very sexist. It says the strong should lead, not the weak. Do your children control your family, or do you, if you are a parent? Obviously, the stronger should rule. And so, not much time here, but you can pause and read. Pause if you want. So this person, Tiago Gomez, said the Bible never stated that men are better than women, but 1 Peter says, likewise ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So, weaker means man is stronger, ergo better. Mentally, women should be strong. Physically, they were created to be delicate, not manly. Gender confusion is Satan's work. I asked, why do you not argue for children to be equal to parents? Then they said, equal in value to the eyes of God. I said, actually there is zero equality in spiritual worth, because God has made it clear that he will reward some more than others on Judgment Day, and that he loved John more than others. Equality is a lie from Satan. Equality is used to promote the lazy and the wicked as if they were at the same level as the hardworking and the good, the just. Or to basically undo the correct hierarchy to make anarchy. Satan wants anarchy, everyone trying to get on top like animals. And in anarchy, the strongest rule, if they can force others to obey their will. So in the end, anarchy leads to a hierarchy anyway. So pause and read if you want. I said, children are slaves to their father and mother while living under their roof. Why do you not argue for children to be equal to parents? And then they say this, edited due to frustration, probably. Well, they're clearly frustrated because they're equivocating. For example, they're pretending they don't know what manly means. They pretend they don't know what delicate means. They're arguing in English while acting as if they don't know English words, basic English words. And here again, they're trying to use the Bible to promote feminism, which is idiotic, because the Bible is extremely anti-feminist. It is the most politically incorrect book in the world. It offends liars throughout the world more than any other book. So then they're like, as you can see, they didn't answer my questions, so I checkmated them. I said, do not waste my time with further cowardice and denial. Then that's exactly what they do. It edited due to frustration again. Pause and read if you want. See, they changed the subject to difference when we're talking about equality. Is there equality or not is the question. They're like, well, we're different. We're not talking about mere differences, because you can be different yet equal, or different and unequal. It's not clear. You're just changing the subject, because they're a coward. So I say I'm going to make a video responding, but then I respond more thoroughly here. So they say, they try to answer this question finally. There can be brothers who are physically stronger than others, but that doesn't make them inherently better. So I say, strength is not inherently better than weakness. Listen to yourself, you're a desperate liar. The question was, if among brothers there are stronger ones, how could their sisters be equal? The question wasn't answered by the heretical feminist coward. How could their sisters be equal? They're obviously not equal. They're inferior. If you're not stronger than someone, they're stronger than you. And strength is better than weakness. That's a fact. Obviously, you have to consider other things than just strength, physical strength. Those physically weaker men can have strength in other areas that those physically stronger men lack. Moving the goalpost, and what area can the weaker men have that the stronger men cannot also acquire? Genius at math does not rule out big muscles. On the other hand, women cannot attain to the level men can attain in physical power, so you commit a false equivalency fallacy trying to equate weak men with weak women. For a weak man has greater potential than a weak woman, and than most women. That is due to inherent gender inequality. And they said, same thing with mothers, fathers, and children. You being higher in a hierarchy in a society or family structure doesn't make you better than someone else. I said, you're supposed to answer this. Why do you not argue for children to be equal to parents? You believe in equality. So are children equal to parents? Here you are saying that children are equal to parents or not. You're not clear, as you hide in a smokescreen of ambiguity, you coward. So children should rule equally with parents? Be clear. Maybe you want anarchy. He says you have more benefits, more responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. That's nice but irrelevant. I asked about equality existing, but you equivocate because you're afraid. He says that kind of that kind of mentality that you bring up is what exactly leads to domestic abuse and abuse of power. That's like saying the teacher says she is in charge, and that mentality leads to child abuse. Then teachers should never point out that they have authority. Power can be abused by anyone, regardless of gender. For example, you are abusing your power to express yourself by preaching lies about equality that doesn't exist and never will. You, basically. You accept biology, so you have a sick mentality. And then they pretend that God is on their side, on their feminazi, idiotic side. They say you act this way even though God created Adam first and woman to please Adam. He has the opposite of your mentality. You're his enemy. Then they say they're different. Moving the goalpost again, the issue isn't merely differences. They are still equal in value in God's eyes. They're ignoring my argument, again. Willfully blind, disgusting, lie-loving, hate-suppressing truth-phobes. Nowhere is that said nor implied in the Bible anywhere at all. You're a snake. That statement is blasphemy. I already defeated you when I said this. God loved John more than others. And he will reward some more than others. There is no equality. Then he says, we see Paul praise Aquila and Priscilla, two females, they say. No, no, no. You're a snake. You're lying. Because it says, Aquila, born there from Italy, with his wife Priscilla. Aquila is a he, not a woman. Do you even read what you refer to? Seems like you're parroting lies from some feminazi website. I think you're confusing equality with equity, splitting hairs, irrelevant differences. Both are about equality. She has to be strong herself, blah, blah, blah. Then I say giving birth is hard, but no more a sign of power than bleeding to death from a gunshot. Damn, you're so censored. She drove a nail into the head of a sleeping man. Stop hiding the truth for your agenda, snake. Referring to Jael. So he's like, look, she killed the man. She was so strong. Well, how did she do it? He was sleeping. Anyone can kill a sleeping man, even a child. So I guess children are equal to men then. And equal to women. No, they're not. And are you seriously comparing marriage to slavery? Argument from incredulity fallacy. Slavery is having to obey someone. You don't think outside the box. Neither does the Bible ever condemn all slavery, you ignorant fraud. See my video, proof slavery is not wrong. Then you've never really explained what it means to be manly or delicate. Go back to elementary school or pick up a dictionary. Never comment in my channel again. Your willful ignorance is extremely disgusting. Man is superior to woman. Your opinions and arguments are shit. Thanks for wasting my time again. God is not your friend. You are doomed.
No! He pulls a gun on the officer. She begs for her life.
No! No, please don't do it!
They struggle for 20 seconds.
Peter, please!
Drop the knife. Stop coming towards me. Stop coming towards me. Stop where you are, miss. Stop where you are. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop the knife, miss. Casey, taser. Stop it. Stop it, you're gonna get shot.